gonna work differently with a convenience store and selling the beer to them. It's a
Yeah,
whole different type of
this
way
guy
of
used his
commissioning,
clients
and that's
before
why
he
I can't
plucked
understand it.
out, man, permanently. That's what he did. I confronted him, and you know what he told me?
But I don't
He
get
was
how
even.
him buying it himself is like helping him any because he's got to spend money to get a little money back.
It's like this. No, no. He's not spending any money. He's a salesperson. He's going around and make sure to convince the business that not only how much beer he sells, but like trying to get exclusive like
Oh,
parts in
he's
the
trying to
store.
like make that be the here's the big Lotto $5 billion sign for beer
Or maybe
to
they have
everyone.
some kind of in their company like competition where they're giving out shit. Whatever the fucking reason is.
Right. Just like Marlboro pays for their cigarettes to be placed at a certain spot in all these
The same thing
convenience
with Red
stores.
Bulls, everything, dude. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
They
Oh
want
yeah, it's
that
planogram.
exclusive.
It's a planogram.
It's a
And it's a
it's
planogram for a reason.
yeah, because those spots just sells higher shit at the end of
That's
the
like
year.
selling
Like
commercials, but for convenience stores and department stores.
you probably want a lot of shit around the cashier because they have a lot of time to idle and they might have kids. These things are not like no, like having these spots actually feeds their fucking salesperson's
Mm-hmm.
kids. Like that's how important these things are. Like but that's
He
just
was
part
wanting
of
it
it.
like across the counter and everything for everyone to just see, and
Yeah, because
only that.
there's a lot of idle time waiting on and
Did he
then
want you to hide out the competitor beers that you also sold?
no, he wanted the exclusive shit.
Oh, he wanted them kicked out and just his shit there.
No, he can't do that. But he wanted those spots
He
that are
wanted all the popular
obviously better,
spots,
right, in the store,
like
and
where
it's
Bud
a part
Light
of his
would sit
job.
or something, so to speak.
Well, that's a part of his job to recognize which parts are in the store, and then he needs to apply the because it all contributes
The
to
strategy of product
yeah,
placement.
because it's contributed to his fucking commission. Because more he sells, more he gets. Well, he wants these spots because it increases his profit. Obviously,
Yep.
even like okay, so when we signed up with Pepsi, they want no Coke fountains. Okay, they told us this: we can make you all the signs that you want to help your uh because they have to make the signs for themselves, so they got the whole freaking uh advertisement department, and they told us yes, we can make you this signs and that signs of your choosing, but you can never have Coca-Cola fountain drinks in the store. And we said, okay. We can sell other Coca-Cola bottle product, but when it comes to fountain, which they're specialized in, they didn't want the competitor in our store. So
Mm,
everything was Pepsi product, like Squirt, obviously like Dr. Pepper, shit like that, but no Coca-Cola product like Fanta or whatever the fuck that they sell.
right. Like I noticed a lot of places don't take the RC branded colas, like Sun,
It's brutal.
whatever
If you look at the
RC cola.
look at how they do it, like when they're big corporate and they have like a direct competitor like that example that I use, they're pretty brutal, dude. Like even like what was the other sales tactic that they use for Red Bull? There's another one. They brought us this huge like a ice case, and then you substitute your ice in there and put a bunch of like little mini Red Bull. They want it right by the fucking entrance and the cashier. We'll give you this if you put it right here. And then if you order us this many consistently, then we'll give you this. And it sold well. Like right by it, yeah, it's in ice. It's not in some cooler that might not be working. No, it's fucking ice. So like people grab those, and we have to drain the water from the cooler. We have to restock it. We're using our own little ice machine, restock it.
giving me flashbacks of being the grand opening manager for one of the Murphy gas stations in Tennessee back in 2005 for me. I hated it.
Working for a big
I
corporate,
had
right?
someone that was stealing sodas like it was fucking
I never-
crack or something because I had $200 shortage in one night, one time.
You know what? Sometimes I feel like working for a big corporate of America might be better than working for someone you know as a Korean person.
That I wouldn't know. Exactly.
I'm telling you, there's something about working Korean people where like, oh, you know, like you're not there. They, I don't know I don't even know if I should use the word, oh, I've been taken, or the phrase, I've been taken advantage of, but it sure feels that way. All in the name of, oh, like you're Korean and I know your dad and your dad knows me. Kind of shit. Like, it's totally illegal. Like, the shit that I used to do when I was young, working all those hours. No, like, the kid under the age shouldn't be working those hours. Like, it's no matter if it's like family business or not, or you know or not. Like, totally fucking illegal, right? Like. At least corporate, they don't want to get sued, so they'll work you by the books or something. You might even get fired, very indirect way, but by the books, right?
Right.
Not like amongst like my dad's generation of Koreans. Like there's this unspoken fucking rule or something that you have to work for them because you know them and they're older than you. Like. Which when it comes around, by the time it comes around that I should benefit from it, like from their kids, no, it's not. No, it doesn't work that way all of a sudden. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to an extent.
Well, I think we're ready to get this champ.
No, if it's all about like respecting older people and we are all Koreans, why can't I benefit from that from their kids?
Don't forget to fill the tub with that sizable salamander venom.
So it was never about that. They're just using that as a fucking excuse so they can increase the margin. They don't have this. They don't have to spend. Yeah, my best friend that I convinced to work at that fucking hotel got paid more than I did, and he was missing for 3 months of 11 months that I worked there, 10 to 11 months, all because he's white, dude. And they're afraid that he might sue them. And you know what they end up telling me? Because I was living there, that I was paying for the rent. Is what they told me. Like if I had a choice, because they gave me the fucking money every fucking month, I would not live there because they bothered me every time it was after my shift. You know what I'm saying? They're the one who told me to restock the vending machines when I'm off the clock. They told me that I should train all these people, and I never got paid for for a single cent of that. That's another 8 hours each day for a while till I train someone. No. I used to work at my aunt's store. Like starting around 7 o'clock in the morning to 10 p.m. on your summer break and not getting paid any of it? Because you're a family? Like, look at what happened to family now. Like, where is it? Nowhere to be fucking seen. But it was okay? Why?
Special treatment, the one and only time I ever worked with him. He was like the guy below CEO of the company at the time, and it was for like a company that made stadium seats, and I had to, and he got me a job to work in the factory making them.
So what?
In the corporate office. And it was during I was working there when 9/11 happened. And dude, working for my parents, like, it put a target on me with coworkers, and I never wanted to do it again.
What kind of target? Like they think that you're getting special treatment
Like,
because
this
the
one
higher ups
chick
tied to you?
had a thing for me, and this other dude got jealous and pissed off, thinking it was because it was my dad, and she was just trying to work her way up.
Oh, okay. And then
They had heard about
you're
how
her
I'd
ticket
slept
kind
with
of
my,
thing.
they had heard I'd slept with my dad's secretary. That's the chick I lost my finger. And
Fuck that shit.
so the guy, everybody came up to me in the break room, and this guy was like, he didn't speak a lick of English. He's a real pale colored, like Latino guy, but a big guy, like way bigger than me. And the guy came into the break room and said, "Hey, that guy out there that has a thing for the girl that likes you, he said that he's gonna come back with a knife or a gun and come after you so he
Oh,
can
shit.
get his woman." And I'm like, are y'all just fucking with me right now? Because 9/11 just happened a week ago, and this isn't a good time to be fucking kidding around about shit like that. They're like, no, and the guy gave me this look, so I told my dad. And next thing I knew, he had security and cops escorting him out, and thank God I just never saw him again. He never acted upon it. That freaked me the fuck out, dude.
Well, rightfully so. What do you got to do with anything?
And
By
I didn't
existing?
like the chick. She was like Roseanne looking.
Yeah, so the point is, it's not Roseanne. The point is, like, what do you have to worry about shit like that when you got no fucking skin to any of it? People make it your problem because they can't handle their jealousy and then project it.
Or something's going on. There's
Okay,
so
like-
many different factors in people's lives for me to try to analyze it.
Like, my personal thought about that is, I tell a lot of people, like, it's okay to be jealous. Like, that's just human nature. But if you turn that into, like, envy, then there's something wrong with you.
You literally just described that Jack Black movie, Envy. Or whatever.
Yeah,
it's called,
envy
with the disappearing
is
poop.
it's bad. It's okay to feel jealous. If someone makes more money than you, it's okay. You feel jealous because you want more money. Okay? But that person is not the best, probably not the best example when it comes to make money. And then you gotta do something about it so you can make less money, or you gonna make as much money as him. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, what can you do if someone happens to like you and then he feels jealous? You're gonna turn to envy, and then he's gonna eliminate you, so it's one less thing he has to worry about. Like, what are these people doing, dude?
Yeah,
There's nothing wrong with feeling jealous. Nothing. Rightfully so, you're a fucking human, if anything.
dude, there's plenty of jealousy I've had, especially when I would be on set and see these actors in their freaking life. Super jealous.
Yeah. Super jealous. To envy level,
I
right?
wasn't fanning out and geeking out to see them. I was fucking jealous, to be honest, more so.
I really believe that. There's nothing wrong with feeling jealous. Nothing. I don't think so, but
Just there's a healthy level of it and there's an unhealthy, just
Yeah.
like with a lot
and I
of
think there's a
different
two
types
words
of
to describe
emotions.
them both pretty accurately. I understand there's like a stigma surrounding someone being jealous. I understand that, and you don't want to fit in that little stereotype. But no, like, let's technically talk about it. Is anything wrong with feeling jealous about something or someone? No, nothing.
To a healthy level.
I mean, there's two different words to describe both, right? And we were using the word
Jealous, I
jealousy.
guess, maybe?
Yeah. If you're jealous, it turns into envy. Then let's talk about the word envy. Like,
I need to smoke more to keep up with this and try to. Oh, I need.
Yeah, I need to smoke when I was there. I was like,
I
what?
yanked it out finally.
This guy was so fucking defensive as a management position, I felt like offending him. But then, I understand he's projecting to assume that I'm offending, but I'm not. I'm asking. Is there a discount? What is the return policy? These are the very, very basic, expected fucking questions that you get from customers because they don't know the store policy, and the
I think I
store
even told
policy
you
is
the
different.
story of the police officer trying to return an Xbox when I worked at Walmart. And he figured just because he was a cop that just because he didn't have a receipt or any proof of anything and didn't have one of the controllers with it, that we should still take it back and exchange it for a brand new one.
That reminds me of the time when the doctor told me I was qualified to medically interpret for my dad. I'm like, how do you know? I understand you know about medical stuff, but what do you know about qualification to see if someone qualified to speak medically trained? Like, no. It's not like I don't interpret for him when we go pick up a sink, a bathroom sink. Which, in worst case, if there's a misinterpretation, then he paid more money or he didn't get what he wanted. But medical interpretation, this doctor thought that I qualified. Why? Because you're a doctor? What does a doctor have a fucking qualification when it comes to telling other people they qualify to speak certain language medically? What? Nothing. If we qualify, why can't you interpret for me? If you're good enough to figure that out.
An interpreter should literally just be like completely blank to the knowledge of anything and still be fine and just be the literal translation.
Right, but then it's medical. Like, you don't even know all the words when it comes to medical related shit in English. Let alone, how do I know?
Oh no, you're right, absolutely right. I could see
How the hell am I supposed to know these words? I don't.
saying you have experience, saying you took, for example, I had taken in college, of course I didn't remember a lick of it, is medical terminology.
How am I supposed to know? How am I supposed to interpret this person? How does this doctor know
Right.
that I qualify to interpret this one? If he does, then he can interpret for himself. If he's that good enough to determine this person qualifies to be a medical interpreter for Korean, then he should know enough Korean to determine that, don't you think?
Shouldn't they have like professional interpreters if they're good enough?
Yeah, I don't even know the reason behind why he's even calling me out. Like, does that cost you extra money for you, the Korean interpreter? Is that why? Like, what is the motive behind him saying that? I don't know. I don't fucking know. But I know for a fact that he doesn't qualify. Because
Right.
this whole freaking time he was depending on me.
You should have been like, oh, and by the way, I didn't want to say it earlier, but my dad really said you're a fucking piece of shit.
Did you interpret that just fine?
And then your dad would be like, whatever he would say in Korean would be along the lines of
No.
like, what did you say to him, son?
I try my best to interpret. I got so sick of being a middle person. Now I try to use the.
fuck with it though.
What do you mean? No. Not with my dad. I mean,
No, not in serious situations, I get it, but like amongst friends or family that need interpretation.
I mean, my friend suggests that when we go like visit brewery or something, I should act like a Bob, like fresh off boat, and
Bob
start
from what?
like fresh off boat, like an Asian. That's like a Asian. Like it's a
Oh.
word that's describing someone who barely came to America, like fresh off boat,
Gotcha.
right? And then I should act like one of them people. I don't think I've ever done it.
Oh, you've definitely done at least the no speak English once.
I mean I've done
somewhere,
it,
maybe.
but not because in a sense like my friend dared me to do it.
You just didn't want to deal with them.
I mean, I guess it could be fun for them, but
I couldn't play that. I don't think that.
I don't think
works
I'll be good
even
at it
in any
either.
country.
Yeah, I
It's
can
just
try to play that stereotypical Asian guy who, who barely knows English. I could try, but I think I'll slip to
I
make
mean, it's
it
just acting, and plus
just
you
acting.
know
Yeah.
the actual proper culture.
I don't
and
think I
shit.
do. I don't think I know
But
how.
you go on and on about it all the time, so you sure fooled me then.
No, I don't know the American view of a stereotypical Asian person. I don't think I
Oh
can act
no,
that.
but
No.
the Asian ways.
The
And
Asian
like,
ways I know, but then
right,
that's
right.
gonna ring differently to American people who's looking for Asian stereotype, which is two different things. The
Right.
actual thing and the stereotypical thing, it's a two different thing. Like, so that's why I have a hard time doing Asian accent, the
Makes it
stereotypical
makes
Asian
it
accent.
hybrid it. Create your own thing
I'm
and hybrid it.
trying. I think those things are fun.
That would
For
be
sure.
interesting. Hybrid it.
Like how? Like give me an example. How would I hybrid it?
I don't really know because I don't know Asian ways very well. So, but like, take a little bit of that stereotyping of like Asian people baking, like you were talking about, but not quite to that extent.
Like what? Oh, this
And mild it
country,
down a little bit with
beautiful
a real
woman,
culture.
beautiful woman. Oh, so sexy. Like what? What do you want me to do?
Yeah, yeah,
Like
that's not
that?
bad. That's not bad right there, actually.
Like
That's
use
not
that,
bad.
that Asian intonation. Like whoa,
Mm-hmm.
like that.
And even maybe pull off that double take that they like to do during those high, like, oh, scenes in the Korean shows.
I guess
They
I
do
can
that,
try it, but
oh, different camera angles, same take. Oh,
I don't know.
like
Like
someone's saying
when
something
my
to you and you just act interesting as hell going, oh.
yeah, when my friend put me on a spot,
Oh.
it's hard to do, right? Like
Right. That's where, like, it can actually help you break out of a shell. Doing just
I used to do
crazy
it all the
shit like
time.
that.
I used to do it all the time.
Right. That's the thing.
No,
it
but it's not
helps.
like
In
a using a
silly way, it
stereotype.
does help, though.
It's not a stereotype I'm applying though. I just act like I didn't know English.
But you know what I mean when I say stereotype,
The
right?
biggest one.
Like the Asians that always act like, and with that they do know perfect English, but they'll go, oh, sorry, no speak English.
No, biggest
Oh,
one
okay, sorry.
is when I had to renew my visa. And hear me out. I went to fucking American Embassy in Korea to renew my visa, but I had another hurdle because I'm coming up to age where I have to serve military, and they're being kind of when you're at that age, they're not easy to give out visa for that reason because you might not serve.
Listen well. 3 fires have
So
been placed
when I
on the
went back to renew
wise
my
one's
visa,
throne. Their light is a vital
it was
catalyst
a
for
traveling visa I had to renew, and
The dim ones have attempted to contain our light.
these people fucking trained us what to say and what not to say. And one of the things they said is like, do not speak English, right? Do not speak English because what these people are worried about is basically if you have a ability to like self-sustain where you're visiting as a visitor. That's all they care about. So you gotta come up with this scenario where you're taking a trip with your grandmother and she needs a guide. So you went to school, you learned a little bit of ABCs, but don't make it sound like you know English, because
It'd be like
that's-
me attempting Spanish.
and coincidentally, the guy in front of us that I was waiting in line spoke some English, and he almost denied the interpreter and then speaking them directly. Did he get it? Fuck no, he did not get it, dude. He was pissed. He was pissed because I saw that guy when I was coming out after I got my visa renewed, but he had a fucking bad day because his car was locked. He locked his car inside of. He was struggling in the fucking parking lot. He did not have a fucking good day that day. Because he thought, oh, just by being relatable, by using their language, I'm gonna get in my way. No, it worked against him that day. Yeah, it surely did.
Damn, that's fucked up for something like that to like ruin something so very important.
But you only thought like the first layer. He didn't think about the second layer. It's like, why is there immigration, and how was Korea compared to America? Does American people actually want the Korean people there at that year? You like,
I
yeah,
would want people to know the English decent enough to like get by.
right, but
Coming
then
into USA,
the
just like I would
immigration
want them to want me to know.
immigration is
Korean.
not caring about, oh, how is this person's tourism gonna be? It's gonna be a good quality. No,
Oh right, this is
no.
tourism visa, so
This is a
yeah.
visa we were talking. This is
Oh
an
no, this
immigration.
is a visa. Gotcha. Oh shit, yeah. Then fuck.
The immigration we were talking about,
Right.
and what is their purpose? Like, it's not the quality of the visit, not necessarily. It's more so with, does this person qualify? Does he have any other intentions? That's all they care about.
I think the traveling thing's called like actually instead of visa, it's like K1.
No,
something or K-
F2 visa. Is that what they're called?
Oh, I'm just going off of what I heard on 90 Day Fiance when they get their little travel thing to come to the States for 90
I mean, these
days.
things happen, right? People come here for work or visit, and they might find love of their life, and they get married, and the immigration shit happens, right? It's totally.
Well,
lot
you
of
should
people-
see
lot
what
of
they
people-
fucking do at Karen's mom's house, and how many people are from Peru over there that stay and live in her house.
Yes, a lot of people take advantage, but then you can't take away the fact that spontaneous shit happens, just like the scenario, right? It actually happens.
Well, hers is like they come from Peru to go.
They
to
come
our
to visit, and they're like, hey,
TJ Maxx's and
I don't
get
mind
big
working in
name
this
brand
country,
stuff,
and
then
they
go
work.
sell it in Peru for double or triple the price.
And they work, and then they find like a love interest, and then they naturally date, and they want to get immigration. Like, I mean, these things naturally happen.
And it's happening big time here in Chattanooga now that the Mexicans that come through that get relocated somewhere by the government
Uh-huh.
when crossing made this city one of the cities they relocate to.
I think I can relate to that with Sunnyside, Washington.
Yeah, from the way you were describing it,
Yeah.
saying how it was heavily populated.
Okay, so I'll tell you this
It
from
probably
my
wasn't
own
once
experience.
before, not a distant future.
My own
Yeah.
experience, okay? People to get driver's license, I feel like people who doesn't have like paperwork can get it quite easily. Because
Really?
yeah, because when I used to work at the hotel, my dad's friend, there are a couple people came from New York because their immigration problem, and they couldn't get a driver license there because their requirements higher, except they found a workaround. If you have a license from another state, you can convert that to their own state driver's license. Okay? And these two people were staying with us for a long time to get that process figured out while we had the power outage. So I know these, like during that time, it was like, I remember during those time and these people, okay? Not to mention, I'll tell you another reason why I think this way. When I went to community college in Grandview, which is another town over, okay? Initially, I was paying a lot of fucking tuition, like international student tuition. And then one day, my brother found out that there is a workway where you don't have to pay 4 times the amount of tuition because there's a way you can. So I went to the faculty, tell them about it. They look at the paper, and then they have their little own fucking argument and saying that, forget about this technical stuff. Like, you can just pay the regular tuition here. People around here don't give a shit about the technical work, like the paperwork or nothing, dude. Everything, dude. I don't know about now, but when I was going to school or in my parents' store, there's a lot of stuff that just worked without having right ID. It's it's just the way it is. I don't even know how these people got their work. They probably have a social security number. But when I look at this social security number when they're about to cash their checks and this permanent residence card that used to be pink, these are all obviously fucking fake. You can see their picture when they laminate it. It's not even the same fucking height as the laminate. Like it popped out. Like there's no way these are legit, right? But they still got their job as a farmer, and they go through their lives just fine with this, and no one really cares around here.
It's the most obvious jobs to define them, and the government obviously knows about
it. Big time, dude. Big time,
I don't
I'm telling
think
you.
they bitch about it, but know about it.
Because the government knows that no American-born people will replace these jobs overnight.
For sure, and not at that cheap of a price.
Not at
Produce
exactly.
and all that shit at that price.
Maybe the price might be tied to minimum wage or whatever, but not the quality of work they fucking provide. There's no way American-born
I
people
don't even
will.
think it's minimum wage, to be honest.
I'm not really sure, but they were getting pretty good money during those. I don't know how many hours of work or whatever. I'm catching these guys' checks, and they're livable amount, dude.
Bro,
You're talking about 300-400 a week at the time. This was around 2000.
like $7.50 minimum wage here, I think.
Yeah, it feels like the minimum wage has been applied. It's not like they get shit for money, no. But these guys are fucking hard workers, dude.
It's
To a point where I honestly believe if you're born and raised in
We're
America,
talking about legals or legal?
I don't know. But some of these people, if they were legal, they shouldn't have this identification. I don't know the technical, but then a lot of things are pointing like they're illegal because there's no way they have proper paperwork and they show me this, where their picture is different height than rest of the card after lamination. There's no way. Like it was like you put that picture over somebody so you can play that guy. Obviously, like
I've been so naive and blind to so much of it from places I've lived and areas I've lived. But like, I got a rude awakening to it when seeing that incident happen with my neighbors. I think I told you about that happened a while back where they were trafficking people.
they're what?
They were trafficking like some kind of Hispanic, I think Mexican, and they're Asian people.
For what reason? For working
Or they're
sex
trying to,
trafficking?
it was, I think, just like labor work, like, you know, just holding. It was a holding. There was a whole
No, it's a very mutual thing, right? When it comes to like
well,
Mexican
he jumped out
people.
of the second-story window and broke his leg and hopped our fence.
Shit, I don't know about
and
that.
knocked on the fucking glass
I'm still
windows,
pretty
beat
fucking
his hand.
blind with that aspect. All I'm saying is that the people I'm seeing, I don't think they're like forced to be here. Maybe some parent's kid don't want to live in America because he's leaving his friends behind in Mexico. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if anybody's like here because
Some of
against their
people that
will,
were coming here and
looking for a
they
job and
thought they were going
opportunity.
to be here, but then instead of the people that
No.
brought them here setting them loose,
My
they're holding
experience
them
is
back
really,
and leeching more
I'm
out of them.
I'm blind to all of that.
That's what I saw.
No. There's always that we call those people brokers. And these brokers are everywhere. There's always a broker opportunity for people who's willing, like, who's doing something shady, right? Like, trying to come here
crazy.
illegally. But, I mean, as far as the immigration and this broker angle, when it comes to people from Mexico, I didn't really have to worry about. It feels like people want to be here and they want to work hard. It's seasonal workers. They might even
That's how
send
it
the
is
money.
now.
They send the money to their family before the you know. We used to have this. It's almost like what's a Western Union, except it's like known to them. It's called Sigue, and that's how they used to send money to Mexico for their family.
Was there a time you noticed it just changed in the community where there was more of a Hispanic community, Joe?
I think
Or did you move in and it was already
it
there?
it was already kind of a Hispanic dominated community, but more so now. It's like in your face now because when I was growing
Ours
up,
wasn't really at all Hispanic. It was just
yeah,
black and white, pretty much, with some Asian, but hardly any Hispanic.
this little
And
town.
now you go into Sam's Club,
Mhm.
you see Mexican families like every other person.
It the local business when I came here, right? The sense of local business, they had chance until fucking Walmart came in, and then it was over. Like there's no local businesses anymore around this area. None. Like
All right.
it's a lot less. Here's I mean grocery stores here and there, convenience stores. They still exist, but anything else, like no. They just our little town did so much fucking effort to bring people in to the downtown area, but never developed for decades. It's everything that has been developing around Walmart. They fucking put like a little fucking mini mall right in front of Walmart. Like all this shit,
Mm-hmm.
it's happening. But like what city did was like they put fucking little statues here and there, spent all kinds of money to like honor like veterans. They literally have like what it looks like a big old fucking tombstone with a bunch of names of veterans in the middle of this fucking road. No, that's not where it gets all the traffic. No, it's around the fucking Walmart area. In the morning, right in front of my house, leads to Walmart, leads to uh, elementary school. Even if you take left right here, it goes to high school. Okay, it's fucking traffic here like crazy in the morning. Chris will come here in the morning, and then we'll smoke out. And he's about to leave in the middle of fucking rush hour. He couldn't get out of that fucking parking lot because you have to back out.
I know that feeling.
The
But
the
I know
people who
for
bought
your
my
size
parents' store,
city how that can be just a new annoyance that sucks.
my parents who or the folks who bought my parents' store, they're asking like, when are you gonna sell this house? They want to turn it into a parking lot because they're not. Their convenience store become inconvenient during those fucking rush hour, dude. And they didn't think about it when they bought it. People literally used to park right in front of our like store door, like diagonally, so they can turn using a Les Schwab parking lot, so they don't have to back out. That's how bad it is. It used to be. Now it's even worse. No one wants to back out into heavy traffic. It's inconvenient, and it's affecting the business huge. So the only chance that business has is not turning into another grocery store or convenience store, or just turning into a little place you can sit down. Because a lot of people who gets their tire changed or whatever at the Les Schwab kind of stuck inside, not doing much, eating fucking popcorns that they give you there. Well, you can turn that into a business. If you're trying to compete with fucking Walmart directly, you're gonna lose. Better price, better selection, better return policy, you're gonna lose. You know what I'm saying?
Selection, brand, exclusive, conveniences with merchants.
You can't beat that. If you're trying to compete with that, you better have something up your sleeves because
There'd be an Amazon in the making.
you know you can't compete. Just sheer number of selections and the price and the because they're efficient, right? With between their stores. If one store is missing an item, they can get it from other stores that has a lot. They have good infrastructure when it comes to efficiency. You can't beat that. In a small business, you can't. So your small business better have something else, like, oh, a store since 1879, or our store sells the only whatever, or our store is obviously the coldest beer in town, or something. You gotta have something to sell your shit better than them. Or like really good customer service where it's not super corporate, like something to separate yourself from the corporate, or you're not gonna survive, dude. If you're gonna try to directly compete with Walmart, you're gonna lose as a small business.
While there is tea, there is hope. I prefer my hope black with a touch of honey.
And that's what my parents didn't see early on. That's why they fell. There was another Korean who owned the market not too far from our store. He fucking cashed out. When he was doing good, he sold that business. Now the new person is in. Struggling big time. And it's got nothing to do with like
That's a
how
lottery ticket.
that person's, like, it's not the choice of like what he's selling, or anybody's expecting a crazy fucking customer service from a grocery store. No, it's got none of it. They have to directly compete with Walmart, and they'll lose. It's just the way it is. You might get some loyal customers here and there, and they might pay a extra dollar or two for their product, and they might feel worth it, but they're few. There are only few people who cares about made in America product. Because if there were majority of it, then the outsourcing would never took off. If there was any kind of cancel culture surrounding, oh, I'm gonna not support any of these companies that sells outsourced product because I care about America, we would not be here. If they were the majority. No. Mostly it's PR, but at the end of the day, you'll be ordering something from Amazon because you like whatever, like 2 day free shipping, whatever the reason is. Whatever they're doing it better. And most people has been prioritizing that. That's why they're big as they are. Like, you don't see Kmart anymore. It's because people stopped shopping there for whatever the reason. They're not there. But then why the reason cannot be outsourcing all this time? Because people don't care. They only say that they care about made in America product and how patriotic they are. And some of them, they really are. But they're very few. Majority of the people, they just do the PR talk and that's it. They don't actually do anything. I can't find this magazine anymore.
Where my dad started out first with sporting goods, working in the like headquarters part of.
But you see this all the time.
Big
People used to serve the community who needed the food stamps are on food stamps now.
I know I put a ton of money into Social Security. I know on the receipts. So I don't feel bad getting some of the food stamps.
And then I have some people who actually criticize us being on a fucking food stamp.
That's what differentiates us in a slight
Yeah.
way of other places. To
They
make
don't,
you
they
wanna
don't
be in
they don't
America.
think about. No, we used to be the very same people who used to serve the community who were on food stamps. No. They're gonna completely disregard that, right? And then judge you based on like, yeah, that's what's happening. Because they want to convert this little scenario into their PR. Can't find this magazine anywhere. I hear it.
Magazine. Need to start doing that myself and just dedicate to running around finding bobbleheads and have like on my phone or a tablet a showing where they all pop.
Oh, gracious, you're back.
It's just not guaranteed at that location, but at least it gives me the roundabout to start hearing it.
I honestly believe that majority of the American people don't care about outsourcing angle at all. They just say they do.
Hell, I mean, if we could just make the whole world work as one big manufacturer.
Because people, it's not like people can't do it. Like say, oh, we're gonna cancel these corporates. That sends our jobs out elsewhere or something. Not that I really care about that aspect, but like, I care about the consistency and logic more so than the context I'm talking about. But you know what? Like, majority of people spoken with their wallet. Like, these big corporates are not where they should be without the users or becoming their customer. Like, they can't.
Are you smoking, Dustin, while you're
No.
doing this?
No.
You need to smoke.
Yeah, so I can stop talking about it.
No. Do talk about it and smoke. Chill, smoke, talk.
No, I really don't care about the whole American thing. I just care about people's.
I don't care about America either, man.
I really don't. But then I'm not saying I care about Korea either. These are not the aspect that I really care about. I care about people's like
I'll admit
stance that has no fucking stance when you like really
I
think about it. Those are the things that I
care
care about.
more about the direction of our country now after having a child, but that's just natural.
I guess so.
You want the
I
best
cannot-
for your kid.
Yeah, I cannot relate to that directly because I don't have a kid. I don't know how desperate it makes you. Or what
It's
kind
not a
of.
matter of desperation. It's a matter of comfort and safety and security
Right. So that, like, I understand it's gonna make you kneel
and
to
legacy.
things that you never used to kneel before, right? I assume it's gonna be like that. Like, oh shit, I better swallow my pride for this.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I know I said one thing,
of how people always say, "Oh, I'm not gonna be like my parents," or say like my parents said. And then
but
we always,
I say
and
this
then-
all the time.
And,
and I'm
now we
afraid
are
that I am.
saying it like them. But I asked Mom. I said, "Mom, is it like this with every generation? As far as feeling like when we were kids, the times in the '90s and '80s just felt so much easier and better." And she said, "No, actually, you're right. It was a whole lot easier and better compared to now, and how much has changed versus in her generation when it was with her and her mom."
And like
It
as an
wasn't that
example,
dramatic.
like,
She had JFK the moon, and his assassination.
well, those are like a major events that happened. But
yeah, but look how much major we've had, but not necessarily cool things like landing on the moon, but very
I'm talking about like 9/11.
9/11, the pandemic, this whole like binary thing trying to change the whole gender outlook of things, and like.
Do you think are they actually trying to change our way of thinking, or do
I
you think they
it's
have
supposed
some?
to be like, I feel like it's going to be, you know how the MLB could say, we're going to add 2 new teams in, and one of them's going to be Nashville. This is like them adding a new gender to the
Why do you think they
sexual.
want to do that? Is it because it's a angle of
But how
inclusion?
many new ones are they going to acknowledge?
Exactly. It's you
And
get to a
how will
point
it
you
be
get to a point
done?
where this is kind of unrealistic, right?
Right. It's like,
Besides your
do you
intention,
see
like
male and female of just the traditional male and female people? Did you see them like freaking changing up male and
I
female? Hell
like
no.
there's a different like I'm really confused with that specific issue, right? Like because I understand there's a stigma surrounding being progressive to accept these people. But then the outcome of accepting these people now is not very progressive because now we have to ask one another question to get things done, right?
Right.
Like if I go to a doctor, I have to wait for a guy who thinks he's pregnant because he feels woman like inside. I have to wait, right?
Well, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Well, what
As
gets
as an
me is
extreme
like
example.
now I don't know how to explain when people would come up to me because I had gay friends. They
Mm,
would wonder if I was gay or bi or straight, and it was an easy answer. I'm like, I'm straight.
mm-hmm.
It's straightforward. I'm a dude. It's straightforward. But now I don't know how to say what I am. Like I like women. Oh wait, no, but I like women of like this pre-gender thing era, like when they
Yeah,
were
but then
born with
but
a
then it
vagina.
does come with now stigma that you might not be able to understand this progressive idea of accepting everybody.
And I don't mean to be that way.
I know that. And I feel like some of these people know that, but they're kind of forcing it in a
I'm
way.
just trying hard. I'm a very understanding person. I mean, with the
So,
gay
so,
community, I was super cool with.
so I think there has to be some kind of structure. I think we can use the law as a structure, right? It's always been like that.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at America, it's nothing but melting pot,
That's
which is a
that's the
good way
biggest
of
thing.
looking
That
at
and
it.
religion's the two biggest structures.
This is yeah, but then we have freedom of religion, so you can't do that,
Right, but I'm just saying religion has its structures though, like, oh,
right?
don't do
So
that, you'll go to hell.
yeah,
That's
but then even that is being somewhat questionable now, right? Because the whole thing about Christianity and Catholic, they're against the gay
uh,
community. But now
right.
there's this acceptable level in certain churches that you could be gay and it was still because we look at Jesus like accepting all, loving all aspect, right?
But if
When
you're
the
giving them
homosexuality
female, are they gay anymore though? Because they're getting allowed the right to be a woman,
it's
like they
so
felt
what I'm trying to say
mentally.
is when I was growing up it was obvious that homosexuality had no place in Christianity and
Right.
Catholic, right? But now that perspective has shifted. Now they're kind of separate, like they're separated between traditional religious beliefs and then modern religious belief, where you do get accepted if you're homosexual. You might even have a homosexual pastor, for all we know. It's accepted.
And I mean, that's their way, fine, because I got to look and understand that that's just their
So
sexuality is towards the same gender, but that's fine because it's not making them a domer necessarily. It's just it's got this
I
image.
understand, but are we talking about religion? Like, are we? So it goes back
But
to
in the religion, I get it. It's not necessarily just that it's a bad look or
right.
bad. It's just it is bad in the Bible
It's the
sense, I
same thing
guess.
with the Olympics,
Is
right?
it say it in the Bible? I don't
Well,
even know,
no, no,
honestly.
no. That's what I found out recently. That
What is that?
that some people actually believes they said nothing about homosexuality directly, so it's okay. Some people interpret it as no, it's not okay. So even within the community, religious community, they're split how they interpret the Bible, and depends on how
We
they
still
interpret the
gotta
Bible.
figure that out before we can even figure
Exactly.
fucking genders
So
out.
so how can we rightfully how can someone say we rightfully interpret the Bible where it's supposed to be? Those things can exist. So all we
There's
can
so
rely
much
on,
shit going on in a congested highway, dude. Basically, right now.
right? So what we can rely on is the law, and that's always been consistent. So if the law says that you're male,
The
then
law.
you're male. If the law says you're female, then even though I don't like the idea, I have to honor that to you because the law told me to.
You don't say you're a female. I am the law, and I say
That's what
you're
I'm
a
saying. That's
female.
the only consistent one. Then how someone feels inside or their religious perspective is.
Why? So we're taking it from the doctor saying it to now the police say it
No, it's
for
like this.
gender security
No,
and
what I'm saying is like this.
ordinance.
We in this country we have freedom of religion, and it also, I read it somewhere, it also protects people with atheist point of view. They think that there's no God. You're protected by freedom of religion. It doesn't mean that you have to have a religion and then we'll honor you. It means that if you don't believe in God, then we'll honor that too, amongst every other religion. Okay? So if you practice that and someone trying to say, no, you can't, it's against the law.
The main interpretation out of all of it is saying, with any religion, just let there be a true sanctity of peace.
Yeah, but we
Amongst
can
them
have
all.
peace when there's no good structure that we can rely on. And that's the problem, right?
Somebody's got to be the Julius Caesar, and who is it? That's the hard part.
What I'm saying is, if you can look at the Olympics, you can look at this, and then say that
I'm not
it comes
saying
down to,
Olympics, I'm saying Roman Empire.
yeah, but if you apply the logical formula, it's a traditional value or inclusion value, then it fits most of it, the modern problems.
You know, see how America's structure and governing was basically built, and the foundation was by Roman ways, pretty much.
Hmm. If you don't agree with that, then what are you doing? I think the law is as strong as, so like if this is a place of melting pot, then a lot of the cultural differences and the perspective are gonna be different. But what's holding in place is the law. It's always been the law,
I agree.
right? And I'm not
Definitely,
saying
law's
the
been
law.
a key foundation into the structure.
Yeah, that's what held the melting pot
Whether it
down.
be military law or
No one's gonna favor one culture
government law.
over another because there's a law structure and we take those seriously, right? It's like I understand where it came from. This is totally okay, but no, you cannot touch 13-year-old girls.
But is that what's going on when we send military out? Is the law, so to speak, in a military level for the
No,
world?
no, I think that's more like it's like sending a bunch of
Okay,
baseball
I'm not
kids.
saying it is that. I was just.
I feel like it's more to do with selling windows and you're sending out a bunch of fucking kids playing baseball. So they can have more chance to break glasses, so you can sell more windows. That's what America is doing with the military, because that's one of our highest income is probably the military
Yeah,
tech.
I just don't like when we do shit in a shady ass
But then-
way, though. Sometimes,
Yeah, because they say, yeah, the Iraqi
like the
people wants
weapons of mass
democracy.
destruction bullshit.
Yeah, and then you go over there and then you tell them, well, they need democracy over there. But really, what they're not telling you, in my opinion, my personal opinion, with no evidence whatsoever, is basically, yeah, we need a good reason to sell more products. And we make good guns and weapons.
Well, that philosophy was extremely pivotal and true World War II era time.
And a lot of the
more
times,
so. I
dude,
mean, a lot of times, yes, and that's the exact excuse they were using on Biden was using on pulling out of Afghanistan.
let me ask you, do you think military, U.S. military wants to withdraw from one peace between North and South?
You mean like a new civil war?
No, like any kind of peace solution. If it decreases a chance for us to get the military help from the U.S. or have their, no, do you think U.S. military wants a peace solution between North and
Amongst
South
the world?
Yeah, in the name of democracy. Let's say yes,
Like you're
like
talking about North and South Korea, for
yeah,
example?
yeah.
Oh, okay. I got you now. Uh, honestly, I don't know all the profits in like the mercenaries and outsourcing contractors. I would imagine no, they wouldn't want
They
to.
wouldn't want it. It's so
Yeah,
obvious because
it's literally like an Iron Man type situation for
yeah,
Tony Stark and how he was profiting.
yeah. But
Literally,
in
and
this case, there's no self-reflecting Iron Man in the middle. Like that's the only
right,
difference. Because when they're talking about mass, like weapon of mass destruction, when we went to Iraq, like there was more talk about Kim Jong Un wanting to do this shit more so than like their country actually used that scenario to scare the world, so they can get whatever they want. So you're telling me the Iraqi intel was wrong, but then there's this fucking guy who's saying in your face that we have one. You're not gonna go over there in the name of democracy? Why did you choose Iraq? It's something to think
right.
about, right? And then just to turn around and say, "Oh, we got the wrong intel."
Didn't that trigger right after 9/11?
Yes, that's
So
why
I
people are
think
using
we were using what Osama or what was his name? Osama bin Laden.
Osama bin Laden. And the intel said that,
We're taking his actions and
right?
using it as a fucking big ass
It's a
bullshit
fuse.
petty
Yeah, it's a
excuse.
fuse. So you can blow this
Yeah,
shit up.
wag the dog.
Yeah, basically. As
But
much as they want
not
to,
Hollywood.
yeah, as much as they like to say, yeah, we got the intel wrong. You didn't need intel for fucking North Korea because he's been saying to the world.
Whatever happened to the directors that oh just fucked up? They just got put on the fucking or got kicked off the wagon
I don't
and
know.
thrown under
I
the
don't even know
bus.
who got the wrong intel. Like who's this
I
person?
think it was CIA, I want to say, or
Yeah, but who?
NSA.
Who? Who's
I don't
responsible
remember
for
his
us to
name.
go over there and then like kill a bunch of innocent people via in the name of
No, it was him saying that we need to go there because of this, And it's like, why did this intel even get to that level when it wasn't nowhere near that level?
it's not.
How
But if you're
dumb
trying
does
to
that make us
yeah.
look?
Well, we don't know for sure. Someone can fuck up, but there's this other country that's been saying for
That's a
years.
pretty big fuck up.
Yeah. A huge
That's
fuck
not
up.
hit the nuke button fuck
No
up, but you're
wonder.
flirting with it.
Yeah, no wonder there's a conspiracy theory. Did the Bush administration has anything to do with 9/11? It's coming from this. It's one
Well,
of
the
the
weird
reasons.
thing is how his family did fly out that day, all of them from the country. That's weird. Well, I guess that's Bin Laden warning him, telling him to get the fuck out of there, not Bush. But Bin Laden's like, hey, cousin, get the fuck out. We're about to knock down the towers and take out the White House and Pentagon. Or so they
Yeah,
thought.
this is a very. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too into it. Maybe they did get the wrong intel, but look at what happened over there.
But how do you take those actions and fucking start just. I feel like he was wanting to finish Daddy's job to
That's what a lot of
show
people say.
Daddy,
Push
hey,
senior.
look,
He
I
has some
am a
fucking
good,
gripe.
worthy son.
But here's the thing, like
Daddy never took him serious till then, he felt like.
what's gonna happen in the future? They're gonna come out this as like now finally not classified shit.
And we thought a president just lying about getting his dick sucked was something to go get gung ho and worried about.
I did not have sexual relationship with that woman.
When you got this other
Miss
president
Lewinsky.
going, I did not have anything to do with the actions of 9/11.
Dude,
And then you find out something happened. Oh, I'd be livid. The
it's
day we get a
fucking
tyranny president is when it's going to be scary as fuck.
I think American people are a little traumatized with that angle.
But if it happens, it would be tough. I'm not saying it wouldn't, but to be called a tyranny, you had to earn that title. So, tyranny president, that's creepy as fuck with our kind of power.
Yeah, like Kim Jong Un level, like a dictator.
Like, I don't know too much about Kim Jong Un except for what's just mainstream thrown out in the American news.
Right.
But I mean, I know from what I'm hearing news wise, American wise,
Mhm.
it at least sounds crazy as fuck. I don't know
Yeah,
whether
he
it's
is crazy as
him
fuck.
or the pressure of his generals or his sister
No,
more
no,
so.
you don't even have to look at like a person's personality.
No, but
Any
I'm just saying if he's being pressured to look like
no,
the
the
bad
situation
guy.
pressures him. Let's say you were born and your father was a dictator and he has lots of half siblings.
And I take over it no matter what I choose.
But what if your half siblings are thinking the same thing? I'm the one.
But my sister wanted it more than anything and fucking is
What
a
would you
billion
do?
times better than me at it.
Yeah,
But
what
it's
would you
still
do
got to be me
if your
because I'm the
dad's
son.
ill and then he's looking for the next guy? What would you do? Would you kill or be killed?
I don't know because I don't know what it's like to live in that kind of society with
Well,
that kind of leadership.
I can kind of get an idea, right? If
I
you're
like,
living in a country where you tell other people all the wrong things, right? So you can have your position. What's gonna happen if you have to take over that position? There's gonna be a lot of shady shit, right? If you have a lot of half
oh yeah,
siblings,
it's just like the corruption bullshit you hear about our own government.
and let's say
Yeah,
you don't even have a fucking ambition. I don't want to become a dictator. You become one. Do you think that person gonna take your word for it? Fuck it, no. So
Mm,
what would you do?
how
Would
did
you?
Japan look at America in the 40s after dropping the bomb? You think
I don't
with
fucking
their
know.
type of
I have
news?
no idea about that. Even though I'm an
That would
Asian,
be, I mean, I know, I'm not meaning, do you know, because you're Asian, but I'm just saying,
not very
or
good.
hypothetically.
It's the same. Well, I'm assuming it's a similar thing as how North Korean people are feeling about America. They're the one who stopped their
What is it America did to really poke at North Korea the biggest, other
because
than
North
like
Korea
we'll
had
just
enough power
keep
to
helping
unite
South?
the whole fucking Korea into the communist state, but they're the one who said no, can't do that, and stop them. So it stopped someone's dream.
So South Korea was ready, and then America said,
It's
"Fuck
like
no, wait."
yeah, it's like basically going to Russia and say no, you can't have this. But we didn't do that.
Kind of like Russia with Ukraine.
Ukraine, like they want to go
It's
back to
just
the
Russia's
USSR
huge, Ukraine's tiny.
because whoever the fuck with a big old fucking moan and said supposedly Putin, according to Putin, that was his vision, and he's honoring
Right.
that. Well, what if next person or Kim Jong Un says the same thing and wants to unite the North and South Korea in his mind the right way, and America is fucking stopping him and say no,
You think they'll ever want to switch out of it being like
no,
royalty type leadership?
no, because if that would ever happen, it has to be another civil or a civil war happen and then
Or
push
it'll
the.
be like a true uniting agreement?
There's
It'd be
lot
nice
of
if it
ways.
didn't have to go into a war and the agreement finally just came and Kim's just like, you
Yeah,
know what?
the best
The
scenario
key
is that
generals that were pressuring me are dead now, so fuck it.
the best
Y'all want to
scenario
talk?
is exactly that. The North Korean people rise up themselves and start civil war to push Kim Jong Un out of his power. It's the best scenario for
That sounds
unification.
like exactly what happened in, was it Iran?
I don't know, but
And
that's the
also
best scenario.
Nigeria and South Africa.
If America comes in the middle, let's say American loves Independence Day, right? It's like yeah, but what if it was all done by another country? Let's say a country came in here and made you independent. Are we still gonna celebrate with such a fucking pride? It's like yeah, no, dude. So it's not the best scenario when other fucking country comes in to your fucking business and then steer it.
No,
Mm-mm.
unless you're asked or you're seeing something bad
Exactly.
happen.
Even then, they're not gonna celebrate their independence like we do here because there is no sense of pride in it. And in a way, you took that away from people every time we go
You
there.
think that's what America was trying to do to Iraq, changing them and
What,
turn them
democracy?
into a South Korea in their own little way, maybe if it had to
I
be
mean, it's a
split?
possibility because they want to. They like conflict because without conflict, there is
We're
no
like
need for.
women in the break room.
You don't. Without the conflict, there is no reason for weapons, and that's
Think
what we're
he's talking
selling.
about Libya with Muammar
Drama
Gaddafi.
queen,
The people
gossip
turned
queens.
against him and killed him.
Yeah, that's probably the best scenario. If
We're
there's
Golden
anything,
Girls.
it's the same thing with the Korea. Like you don't want South Korea people going there and then kill Kim Jong Un. You don't want American best assassin
Who
going
was
in
it
there
that
and
killed his
killing them.
brother?
No,
Or
that'll
who is
cause
it
an
that hired
uprising.
out who hired out the assassination of his brother?
Who?
Was it his brother that got killed?
It was his uncle or something? Yeah,
Or was
but
it
he killed his
that
family
got
member.
his face covered?
I don't know who
by
he
that woman?
hired, but they posed as a game show and then made someone else rub this fucking chemical in his face at the airport.
Is the speculation that it was the mastermind hiring it out was Kim Jong?
Well, they try and link it, but they find no evidence of direct evidence
Did he
of Kim
not
Jong.
like his brother?
I don't know. I know he
Or
liked
was there
Dennis
a threat
Rodman,
with
but I
his
don't know if he
brother
liked
and
his.
leadership
I didn't even know he
takeover?
has fucking brothers or sisters.
Or
Like I
uncle
don't
or
know.
whatever?
I don't know what he did
I've heard about his sister.
or what. I don't know
His
the
sister
motive
fucking-
or any kind of fucking direct connection to Kim Jong Un, but it's highly likely that he hired someone to fucking do this shit.
His sister is their Hillary Clinton.
Yeah,
You don't want her in there.
I don't know, man. They show pictures of her here and there, and they're even
I don't know about looks, but I'm just talking about like how she is, ruthless wise.
oh yeah, I saw that chair picture. It seems
What
like your old one. I'm talking to Kitty.
Oh.
Your old one didn't seem that old, but I guess you took that picture. You said took that picture a long time ago, so maybe it's not as good condition now. I was looking at this other chair that was in Costco. They were selling it for $79.99. It's just the office mesh chair. I always wanted one, a mesh.
Is that a mesh chair that's the one that's expensive as hell that you see in the commercials?
Which one?
That can heat you and cool you and massage you? they
I
say?
don't know anything about that.
That
I
extra.
just wanted a typical office, but it's made out of mesh, so it has more airflow in the back. That when you and it seemed like a pretty good price at Costco, $79.99.
$79? Hell yeah, dude. I wish I didn't spend.
It came with
I
some,
love this
basic
chair.
functionality
3
and
to
then
4
some.
years old. It wasn't like that, but I bought a
$500.
5-year warranty on it, so I took it back and got a new one anyway.
Oh, okay.
Right, but not $500.
I was looking at chairs with Max one day, and we came to this fucking chair that looks all crazy. It calls M-Body from Herman Miller.
And
Yeah.
$500.
Okay, so supposedly you supposed to fix your posture with that chair, right? Because that's the right posture. No. This fucking chair supposedly shapes into your natural posture. It has that much
Kinda like
fucking
memory
functionality.
foam, but in
No,
a
no.
chair way?
No, it's not a memory foam in a way to adjust. It's more like it comes with different adjustments so that you can have your natural pose, and it's supposed to support it that way. So it's a chair that works for you instead of you work for the chair. You have to sit in the right posture to maximize the comfortable of this chair. No. It's the other way around.
Yeah,
they
this
say.
chair is supposed to fix your posture too. The lower back area pushes your lower back in so you're not slouching.
You're like a lumbar whatever, right? But then this chair is supposed to shape into your posture. It's like a one chair that fits all kind of thing. Any person. But I don't know. There should be some limitation to that. But still, that sounds amazing, right? I kind of like lean to the left a little bit a lot of the times.
To the left, to the
But what
left.
if a chair shapes into it so that you find comfortable in it? Instead of you fixing your posture. Like, that sounds amazing. I wanted one, but they're fucking spendy, dude. Any fucking chair come out of that fucking company is, for whatever the reason, I don't know the science behind it, but they're expensive. Even the simple looking fucking office chair,
What chair?
Herman Miller shit.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what the fuck? And people, I even seen videos where they go buy like a secondhand one, and they act like they found the fucking treasure.
Ordered
It's like,
mine from.
oh yeah, there's no link here. They act like they found some treasure or something. Like, oh shit, they're selling this for this?
What?
It just looks like a typical chair. But I always wanted a mesh one. Something. Because this chair gets like super hot during summer. It's made out of leather. It's
That
thick.
price, at least you don't have to mesh out too much money.
No, I don't. I like what you did. No, I didn't. I was corny as fuck. But no, like for 79, it was reasonable price because the one that I see online, you know, you gotta include the shipping and handling. Well, and that chair, the one I saw at Costco, had more functionality. Had even had a little tilt like this on the
Ooh, if you have
armrest.
to pay shipping and handling on a heavy duty gamer chair like GT racing shape style,
Like
like this
the
Razer one,
armrest usually kind of
it
goes
was
like
like
this,
100
but no, this one
pounds.
had a tilt. And the armrest, right? It folded down like this. So when I play bass or something, it's not in the way. I don't have to scoot
That's a
forward.
problem with my chair too, it's leather so it makes your back and butt
Yeah.
sweat. On super hot days I have a cooling towel I cover it with.
Yeah, so I kind of wanted the mesh one, but one that I find is like one that I like online is like 150. It's like double price. And this was like a year or two when I kind of browsed for one, and then I happened to see this one at Costco. I sat down on it. They have one open, so you can check it out. And I was sitting down, and I was like, you know what, this is pretty nice. I always wanted to sit in one because it looks like if you can hold your weight, then it's good. And if it's that open in the back, the seat itself wasn't mesh, which I also wanted, so I can fart and ride through it. But no, like no, this one was like a cushion, and then the back piece was mesh. And you know what? For 79, which I guess if it needs to support your weight that much, like it needs to be a stronger mesh or something, so it's more expensive for ones that they made on a seat. But I wanted one. For a while, I was looking at those gaming chairs or whatever they call it now, but no, like more I look at it and hear what other people has to say, I think I'm just gonna go with just regular office chair that's made out of mesh. I think that's the one I'm looking for. It's super hot. Even now, I can feel like a little bit of sweat in the back. Oh, I was doing dailies. Maybe I can change this one. More miners. I can do... One time I'm
I
looking for more
leveled
miners.
up the legendary card.
You did fully? From 1 to 4?
Mm-hmm.
So you got what? 5 more stat points overall,
No,
or did you get
I
the
did
different
the
legendary?
stealth attack, 40% extra damage
Oh,
for the first 10
what is that one
seconds or
called?
something.
Taking one for the team, or what is it called? I have that one maxed out too. Yeah, it's called the taken one for the team. Enemies take 40% more damage when they
Got a
attack
mosquito
you.
on it.
I wonder you're talking about the other one. This follow through. You mean this one? The ranged sneak attack. The mosquito one is a follow through. This one's a sneak damage increase. This other one, this one's like when you're soloing, but when you're in team, it's 40% increased damage. Take them over the team. Because you're the only person there. Other than that, I don't know. The ammo factor is really nice. This electric absorption is really nice when you're using power armor. Other than that, if you go melee, you might want to even go with the hack and slash for chance to do area, so you can get things done things faster. But
I need to look up a good melee auto axe build.
Wanna see a super
and how
crazy
that
expensive
best
gaming chair? Look
mod
at the one I
that
linked you on
set
Discord.
up.
okay, let me see this.
But also, probably maybe even more so than that
The
build
fuck
right
is
now.
this? Let me
I
see
would like
this.
to try.
It's like holy
That-
crap.
It looks
the
like a
healing
fucking
fire build.
what's that unit from StarCraft?
Unicorn and Starcraft.
Yeah,
You
look at
mean the unicorn and
no. This unit, not
Scorpion
unicorn.
chair.
Yeah,
Oh,
it looks like a
unicorn.
fucking scorpion, dude. What the hell? It has a monitor holder built in, so you don't even need a desk or what? Like, what is this?
Yeah, lol.
No, you
Wait,
do
what
need
do
a
you-
desk
I'm
for
gonna see what you're
keyboard
looking
and mouse. Look at this link. I'll post it on general. Looks so freaking psycho. Like, what the? Look at this. Looks so fucking cyberpunks. Like, what the hell? 18. I didn't even look at the price. $18,000.
What the fuck? Oh, I remember seeing something like that. Like
Oh, there is some kind of place
Razer
where you
has
can.
something very
Oh,
similar.
I see. It has like a little tray you can put down your wireless shit on
Look
there.
at the fourth picture. It comes with
Razer
a
has
lap
a
table
very
for
I see it.
keyboard and
Yeah, I see it
mouse.
now. Yeah.
Yeah,